What's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon, NBA DFS video. It is Sunday. It is February 2nd. We are back with another video. You guys absolutely killed it yesterday. Over 900 views, 114 likes. You murdered it. And I want to thank each and every one of you. And that is why, if you're new to the channel, why is that a big deal? Because we have giveaways every single video. There are two ways to win. The first way, like this video, be a subscriber to the channel, and you got to leave a comment on this video for the comment picker to pick you up. If we get at least a minimum of 50 likes, someone will win a free week of FTA Plus. Now, that is a week of all sports, not just NBA. So that'll include this week basketball. I believe there's PGA. I believe there's MMA. And we'll have one more week of football. We'll do a showdown. That'll be part of the cheat sheet and stuff like that. If this video gets at least 100 likes, you'll have a chance at a free month, and yesterday's video did. So we are going to give away a free month, which we have not done in so long. I'm very excited for you guys. 150 likes is a free year. 200 or more likes on this video. I think we can do it. It is a Sunday. We can do it. 200 or more likes, you will get a chance at a free lifetime pass worth $500. Second way to win, somewhere in this video, there'll be a keyword. Listen for it, type it in, and have a chance to win. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll the beautiful bean footage here. We are going to hit start on the randomizer. It is randomizing every comment on yesterday's video. And this will be for a free month. This will not, even if the keyword is in it, it is not for that. But there you go, Michael Green 7068. Please email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com. This dfshelp, the number 1 at gmail.com. Let me know if you have a username on the website on fantasyteamadvisors.com. If you do not, let me know a username, email, and a password. We'll get you all set up. We'll get you a month pass, and you are good to go for 1 month. So congratulations, and that's as easy as it is. All you got to do is come back every single day to win. Now, we are going to pick another winner. The keyword yesterday was Saturdays are for the boys. So, there you go, Carl Beckford. That might be the first time I've seen your name, Carl. So if you are new to the channel, congratulations. You have won yourself a free week as well. So all you got to do is email me. Let me know if you do have a username on the site. If not, give me a username, email, and a password. We'll get you set up for your free week. So that being said, if you've never been here before, what we do is I have ran 10,000 simulations in the background before starting this. And since anytime there's at least 5 games on the slate, we're going to give you 3 top, 3 mid, and 3 value picks at each position. These are early projections, early simulations. Now, lineups do lock at 2 central today, which is different. We're used to 6. So 2 central. Usually about an hour or 2 hours before tip-off, I will say come back to the website, go to the NBA tab, and check out the updated simulations and updated projections. So all of that and the optimal lineups that are starting points and everything will be updated by noon Central, since it is an early start Sunday. So I do want to put that there. After that, we are going to build a DraftKings lineup together. We're going to build a FanDuel lineup and even a Yahoo lineup. So stick around. Let's get going. So these are early simulations and projections. We do have so many people that are out or questionable. We got to wait. We're getting to the part of the season where it's getting like this. So Anthony Edwards, loved him. He was our core play yesterday. Game time decision in the middle of the day. And then there was another one where we're just getting to the point where people are banged up. We kind of know that we're here. We're getting towards the All-Star break, so that is always a thing where you can kind of see if or when someone's going to sit, rest, whatever goes on. So that being said, we are going to go through and we are going to check out every single thing. We're going to have some fun with it, and hopefully you guys are ready to go. So looking at the point guard right up the top, Cade Cunningham against Chicago, 29 DVP, about 49 to 52 fantasy point range. Tyrese Maxey against Boston, 20th DVP, about 48 to 52. James Harden against the Raptors, 23rd DVP, about 44 to 48 fantasy point range. Looking at some mid-tier picks here, in some of these positions, mid-tier just doesn't really exist, but we're going to try. Mid-tier at point guard, Josh Giddey right around 32 to 35 fantasy points. Kobe White right around 30 to 32. Emmanuel Quickly about 29 to 32. Early projections have him there. Then we find some value. Value, what I'm looking for, at least on DraftKings anyway, I'm looking for right around 5K or less. So I'm looking at Lonzo Ball, about 24 to 28 fantasy points. Ty Jerome, 23 to 25. And Peyton Pritchard, right around 23 to 25 as well. So we move to the shooting guard position. And again, some of these guys are multi-positional eligibility, so they could be point guard, shooting guard, point guard, small forward, whatever it is. So you can use them there. So looking at shooting guard, right off the top, Donovan Mitchell going up against Dallas, 42 to 45 fantasy points. Jaylen Brown going up against Philly, 38 to 42. Desmond Bane, 37 to 40. Moving down the list, mid-tier, Ayo Dosunmu, we're looking about 26 to 28. Malik Beasley, 25 to 28. And Spencer Dinwiddie, 24 to 27 fantasy points. And if you're trying to find some sort of value, there's 5 games on DraftKings and there's 4 games on FanDuel for whatever reason. Doesn't make sense. Usually it's the other way around, but here we are. So looking at value, if we can find any, I'm looking at Luke Kennard right around 22 fantasy points. Bruce Brown right around 22 as well. And Jalen Wells going up against Milwaukee right around 20 to 23 fantasy point range. Not a ton down here, but there are some. And you can use them in different positions as well. So if we look at the small forward position, you got Jason Tatum, which I've been saying haven't really been using him much. Because again, basically overall when you're building lineups, sort of the strategy behind how you build, you want to look at pace of play. Obviously, you want to look at DVP. You want to look at the Vegas numbers and see where they're at and implied team totals and stuff like that. But we need, basically, if you want to take down a GPP or be in the running for it, every single player has to get a minimum, on DraftKings at least, about 7.5 times value at the bare minimum. So that being said, if we're looking at Jason Tatum, and we're looking at 7.5 times value. That's 9,600 times 7.5. He needs to get 72 fantasy points, and he is not getting anywhere close to that. So we haven't been paying up for him, but I'm still projecting him. 12th DVP against Philly, so not the best, but about 45 to 48 fantasy points. We got Scotty Barnes about 45 to 48. We got Zach LaVine, who is questionable, so we'll obviously change a little bit, but 38 to 42. Now, what I'll say is some of these value plays will change throughout the day, like last night, Anthony Edwards. We were waiting, questionable tag, game time decision, so then that bumped up some other people. But then it turns out Anthony Edwards in the game, did he do anything? Was he there? Are we scrambling? Like, that is the kind of feeling we get. That's just the kind of feeling we get because there's game time decisions that come out of nowhere. Or it's a person that gets hurt or sick during shoot around, stuff like that. So, yeah, we look at that. And so, obviously, Mike Conley jumped up there. Naz Reid bumped up. Jaden McDaniels had to be bumped up. And that's kind of where we're at. So during the day, you're going to have some news. Today, maybe not so much because it's in the afternoon instead of at nighttime. But that news trickles in, and then that jumps up some value plays. And they can and will change between now and tip-off. So be wary of that. We got RJ Barrett about 34 to 38 fantasy points. Mid-tier, not a ton. Chris Middleton, questionable. I think he'll play. Going up against Memphis, 24 to 28. Klay Thompson, 23 to 25. Max Strus, 22. Oscar Thompson, 22 to 25 fantasy points. Move to the power forward. You see Giannis questionable, but he should play. PJ Washington questionable, but he is. He might not play, so that would open up. PJ Washington for Dallas, that would open up some. Maybe Najee Marshall. That would open up maybe a little bit of... it just depends. It depends on who that's going to open up for each position. So be on the lookout for that. So looking at power forward, Giannis is at the top. I absolutely love him. He's the picture of the video in the article. This article right here, you can find down below in the description of this video, along with our absolutely free Discord where we give out some of our value plays and a couple of our core plays for both FanDuel and DraftKings. But we're looking at Giannis about 56 to 60. Would not surprise me for him to go to 70 plus 75. We're not going to project that out though. Jaren Jackson Jr., Triple J, JJJ, going up against Milwaukee. Number 1 DVP, so not the best. Still projecting him right around 38 to 42. We got Evan Mobley against Dallas, about 37 to 40 fantasy points. And if you want to see projections, DVP, value, fantasy point trends, their last 5, 10, and season average fantasy points on both FanDuel and DraftKings, along with Vegas odds, those are on our player projections, so make sure you check that out. Looking mid-tier, I mean, as you can see, it goes from like 7,100, 6,700, 5,800, and it just drops. But if we're looking there, you got Tobias Harris about 26 to 28 fantasy points, Santi Aldama about 22 to 25, Najee Marshall about 21. Value-wise, if you come down further, I'm looking at maybe a little bit of Ricky Council the fourth, 19 to 22, Al Horford 18, Chris Boucher 17 to 22 fantasy point range. Now, the keyword of the day is vehicle. And I say that because we are in the market for looking at for something. And I want you guys' opinion. So probably a third row. So an SUV, third row SUV. Is anyone here watching this? Do you have anything? Do you suggest any certain brands of cars, reliable ones, ones that you have driven that you like? So get that down below. Very helpful. Would be very helpful to get some ideas of third row cars or SUVs. So looked at like Jeep Grand Cherokee L's. There's Durangos that are third row. There's Expeditions, I think, or Explorers. I can't remember. So Kia Tellurides have it too. So let me know down below if what you guys would suggest. So we move to the center position. Whether or not you want to go Giannis there or not, I get that. With Embiid being out, which I believe 15th straight game, soft, baby poop. It's crazy. So we are looking at Vucevic here at the top, 39 to 42. So you know it's kind of a weird day when Vooch is the number 1 center position projection. He's got 14 DVP against Detroit. Detroit, they're putting up some, so I don't mind that at all. We got Zubac here going up against Toronto, 28 DVP, 36 to 38 fantasy points. Go down the list down here to Porzingis at 7,000. Mid-tier, 35 fantasy points. Jacob Poeltl about 32 to 35. And then we got Jarrett Allen about 31 to 34 fantasy points. And if you want to go further down the list and you're trying to find value, I'm not going to go down this far, but you guys obviously make your own decisions. Depends. Zach Edey about 21 to 24. Jalen Smith about 18 to 22. And then Brandon Clark against Milwaukee. Not the best matchup, especially if he gets matched up with Giannis. But Clark, 9th DVP there, 18 to 22 fantasy points. And there you have it. That is just the early projected breakdowns through 10,000 simulations. By noon Central, we will have 20,000 simulations. It'll all be there. And hopefully, it'll be able to at least make you some bacon. Now, these lineups we're building are tournament-based lineups. They are very early renditions of breaking it down. We're using our simulations. We're using all of that stuff in the sense that things will change, and these lineups are not a guaranteed, this is what you need to do, copy and paste. We've had that happen, but also at the same time, it just depends. Now, looking at this, Lillard being questionable, we didn't talk about him. He's probable, listed on the Bucks, blah, blah, blah. So groin soreness scares me a little bit. Obviously, he's got to run, but you can see he's putting up 30-plus minutes, 35 fantasy points, 8,800. I don't mind him. So I'm going to put him in there. And again, these are some of them we haven't talked about. Some we have. If you want to see even more that we didn't talk about, that is in the article down below. Make sure you get in there and check that out. Now, Justin Edwards might get a little bit of run here. the minutes have been there for him the past couple of games, which if he can get 30-plus minutes, that's fantastic. With Paul George being definitely out, is he out for... Yeah, so he won't play. Justin Edwards is I like that. I'm going to take him. He's a $4,000 option. He's a very boomer bust type player, but he should get a little bit of run. Same thing with Derek Jones Jr. Hopefully the minutes are there. That is the big thing when you're looking, like making these boomer bust lineups and you're trying to see who to pay up for. That is the thing. The minutes, they're key. The minutes are key, and you need to be able to, in fact, I messed this up because I need to get Duran in there because I want James Harden, but Harden is a point guard, so he has to go to there. Then I want Kelly Oubre Jr., and then I want Bobby Boucher. So this is a early build on DraftKings. This is a tournament lineup. With Lillard, we'll wait and see, but he should play. Once boomer bust, you paid up for Harden. We paid up for Lillard. We paid up for Bane. We paid down for Edwards Jones and Boucher. So looking at all of those, that is an early DraftKings lineup. And then I've already built the FanDuel lineup, so you guys can check it out. Pause the video and look at it. From Cade Cunningham all the way down to Vooch. Got Scotty Barnes we paid up for. We paid up for Derek White. Paid down for Kevin Porter, Malik Beasley, Bruce Brown, so on and so forth. So use that. Pause it. Build that lineup. Use it how you see it, but make some adjustments too. And then our Yahoo lineup. Not a ton of you play Yahoo. I would love to know. Just give me a comment down below if you play on Yahoo. Now, what I'll tell you is put every comment that you put on the video, make sure you have that keyword in there just in case your name is picked. We don't want the one comment that doesn't have the keyword. But don't spam the comments. They will disable your account. We found out a couple of people. So that is the lineup. Cade Cunningham, Luke Kennard, Spencer Dinwiddie, Scotty Barnes, Najee Marshall, Oscar Thompson, Jalen Duran, and Bruce Brown. It is a very boomer bust. It is we paid up for Barnes and Cunningham, and we paid down for pretty much every single position because the pricing is just a little bit weird on Yahoo. So that is what we've got in this video. We look forward to you guys letting us know how much bacon you've won. Put it in the Discord down below. We cannot wait for MLB season. Pitchers and catchers report in like 2 weeks, which is always wild. We'll have some baseball content leading up to that, most likely. We're not going to do spring training baseball DFS because it's dumb. Don't do it. But if you have not seen our MLB content before, make sure you go check out our playlists and look how we build out those videos every day. About 40-minute videos every day. We broke down every single game on that slate. We broke down every pitcher and every batter. So that being said, let's have some fun. Let's have a great Sunday fun day, whatever you're doing. But most importantly, we're hungry. Let's bring home some bacon. Peace.